Moving on, you did another review for Vallendusk.
Vallendusk, yes. Now this band, someone involved with them actually posted a link on our Facebook. So I was like, oh, let me check this shit out, dog.
Is that, yeah, that's how you sound?
That's pretty much, yeah. When we're not, on the air, that's how I talk.
Yeah.
This is actually my radio voice. But anyway, Vallendusk is a band from Jakarta, Indonesia. Got that?
Yep.
Yep. So anyway, my problem, I'm going to start with the problem and then I'll tell you.
What's problem?
Well,
Darrell, what's problem? Darrell?
Problem?
What's problem, Darrell?
What's problem is that this is basically, it's a 25-minute, 3-song outing. So now average that out, you're getting something like, 8 minutes a song about, which is long. Then you have the fact that they fancy themselves to be a doom, black, folk band.
Mm-hmm.
And for 21 or 22 minutes out of the 25 minutes, they're basically a standard generic black metal band. Ridiculously fast drumming, screeching vocals, poor recording. It basically just sounds like generic black metal band A.
Yeah.
So it was tough to get through because the first song is like 9 minutes and you're kind of like, okay, waiting for something to happen. Now, the only thing that really kept me interested was each song starts off with a little acoustic lullaby intro, and halfway through there was a little acoustic lullaby interlude. And that kind of got me intrigued, and I'm thinking, well, maybe this is going to pan out. Well, it kind of does, in that the last song is 10 minutes long, and about the last 4 minutes is actually really worth listening to. Because all of a sudden, they go from being a standard black metal band to being this crazy post-rock, folk metal, jazz bow, crazy-ass outfit that just does amazing things.
Really?
And that 4 minutes, if they had done an album of that, I would be giving this, a 9 out of 10. Unfortunately, they didn't. And as I kind of mentioned in the review, when you do so much black metal and you just do it in such a generic way, it's hard to separate yourself from anything.
Yeah, right.
So I'm hoping they change things up. If they don't, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this band. It just doesn't have. I mean, it's by no means Promises Lie or Lotus Circle.
Yeah.
At least they have the talent is there, and you can hear it in those little flashes of brilliance, but just not enough. Is 4 minutes enough to make a 25-minute album good? I just don't think so.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side of that, Justin, we're going to talk about your review of the Fear Factory album.
Okay.
But before we talk about that, Dino Cazares of Fear Factory is taking a lot of shit for this album. Do you know why he's taking a lot of shit for this album?
No.
They used the drum machine.
Ah.
It's all done with a drum machine. There was, talk of that Gene Hoglan wasn't going to be doing the drumming, which I had known, but I thought they were just going to get another drummer. But apparently they used the drum machine. So, Justin, let's talk about your review of the Fear Factory album, The Industrialist. Which is a great name for the album, considering they are an industrial band.
Yeah. Well, I really like the album. I didn't know that they had a drum machine, though. That is kind of a letdown. Why is it that they...
I don't know why he chose, but he did.
You know what? Wow, that actually explains a lot. Because listening to this album, there were like 2 or 3 parts where the drums play by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Not even the drums, just a double bass kick. Like everything like drops, and it's like this, I don't know, like in between like a drop of some sort or a breakdown of something. And there was like 2 or 3 parts, like one in I think the first or second track, that really stood out. Where I was like, it sounded like a typewriter almost. Like there wasn't any like actual oomph to the kick. You know what I mean? It just sounded really high pitched, tappy type of sound, which I know a lot of these new kids with their hardcore bands like that. Their drums sound like now. But then like as other instruments came in with it, I kind of just shrugged it off, and I just figured like Maybe I don't know. They messed up on the recording at that point. I don't know. It went to normal eventually, and then I thought it was my speakers too, because I wasn't listening with headphones or anything like that. I just had my regular Mac speakers, and so I figured, obviously there's not any bass in those, so it must just be the speakers. But that actually makes a lot of sense now that you say that.
That is that you liked the album, and you're not huge into Fear Factory,
right?
But now knowing that, does that diminish your liking of the album at all?
No, I mean,
you're not gonna if you met him in person, you're like,
no,
bitch,
no,
I use the drum machine, bitch.
It's fine. I actually liked it more for just their song structure. Just like the guitars were heavy as hell, and on top of that, I actually really liked the vocals in it. I forgot that the lead singer
Burton C. Bell.
Yeah. I forgot that he actually does some calm singing in it. Even with reckless instruments in the background.
Yep.
So,
I think everyone forgets that.
Yeah, because I'm always, just expecting just this aggressive side. And
because their older stuff, it was all of the aggressive side, honestly.
Right.
I remember the song Edge Crusher, it's just what for the Edge Crusher?
That was
just a lot of yelling.
Chorus. Yeah, no, the refrains in a lot of these albums here are catchy, actually.
Yeah.
They have a melody to it that you would want to sing to. And he sounds great. He sounds really great. So I wouldn't judge. I mean, I wouldn't give him a hard time about it with the drumming. I am curious as to why, though. When you have someone like Gene Hoglan, or I don't know why he couldn't just get someone to fill in or whatever. But I mean, I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation. Maybe
I'm sure there is. Whether Gene Hoglan was busy or whoever was busy, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's crazy though.
Yep. But there is one song on here that I would suggest you to listen to if you didn't. If you weren't able to listen to the whole thing, I would say to at least listen to New Messiah.
That's the heart and soul of the album.
3. Yeah, that is. That's what I wrote in my review. But that was the song that grabbed me when I was listening to this album. Now I talk about the double bass in there, and it is really good. But I mean, I guess I have to go back and kind of
re-examine that.
Yeah, take that back now. But besides that, the chorus is it's really good. I really like that song. And it's throughout the whole album. A lot of the refrains are just really catchy, so it's good stuff. The Industrialist.
I mean, they've been around forever too.
Yeah, they're another band.
I mean, it's not all of the original members right now.
Right, but Fear Factory. That name is definitely they've had that for a while,
and they've had some pretty fucking great albums.
That was their 8th studio album. This new one here.
Yep.
But well, moving on. You have another one you'd like to talk about called Deimos.
Yes. Now this is a band. And I remember telling you about this, and it just seemed odd to me. They started in 2006 as a tribute band to Gamma Ray. Now we like Gamma Ray. Gamma Ray's fine.
Yeah, I haven't listened to Gamma Ray.
They started as a tribute band.
Yeah.
And I happen to hate tribute bands, cover bands, hate them.
Yeah.
I think they're crap. I think they're everything wrong with the music industry is tribute bands and cover bands. God damn it, write your own shit. Well, guess what? Deimos, striking out on their own, wrote their own shit. They have a new EP coming out. Actually, I believe it just came out, or it comes out right after this podcast. It's soon. The name of the EP is Terminus, with the U capitalized. I'm not sure why.
Typo.
Now, this is a 4-piece band. There's 4 guys. 2 guitar players, bass player, drummer. They got Chris Caffrey, who is a pretty well-known guitar player. He's in, I believe, Trans-Siberian Orchestra. He does a solo on one song. Raffo Albanese from The Depth does vocals on a song.
Really?
Yep. They have a female singer whose name is Paula Gemma. Or Gemma, I'm not sure which. She does a duet on a song, but they actually have a gentleman named Antonio Peceri, I'm going to say that, who does vocals on all the songs. He's kind of like their guest vocalist for every song. I guess they don't technically have a vocalist in the band. Now, there's 5 songs on this thing. And as I told you before we started recording, and I hate to even say this, but skip the first track. Just skip it.
Really?
There's something wrong with the first track. There's something wrong with the way it's mixed. There's something wrong with... I don't know. It just doesn't sound right. The volume levels aren't right. It just doesn't sound right. Now, when you get to track 2, that's where shit gets crazy, dog. This is absolutely the song. If you can only listen to one song on here, Gates of Babylon is the song to listen to. They just get everything. Everything is perfect. The vocals are amazing. The kick drums, craziness. I mean, this is like pure power metal, and it's done in such a crazy way. It's just so fucking good. And then Chris Caffery comes in and plays this ridiculous solo. You know, his guest spot on there. It's just fucking great. Shit was fucking great. So after a lackluster first track, this track redeems it, and it only gets better from there. The last 3 tracks, Vultures Lead Our Way, is fucking great. Locked Heart, which is the duet between Antonio Picheri and Paula Gemma. I hope it's Gemma. And it's not even a ballad. You know, usually when you get the male-female thing, they turn it into this sappy ballad, and it's not. It's not a ballad. It's fucking great. And then Raffo comes in on Stone Tears and just fucking tears the shit down. Absolutely fucking incredible. So if you ignore the first track, you're good to go. And I really hope this band... And cool, if you want to do some gamma ray stuff on the side, that's cool. But I think they should just kind of knock that shit off and just make original music, because they got something awesome going here. And I think they need to expand on what they've done so far. So you should definitely check it out. The name of it, Terminus from Deimos.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking check it out. It's fucking great. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're going to be offering it up as a free download. I don't want to quote them on that because I might be wrong, but for some reason I feel like that's what they said. So keep an ear to the ground for that one. And I guess that's pretty much going to wrap up our reviews for the week.
Yeah.
I think we covered all the bases from the shitty to the good.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, from the shitty to the less shitty to the good to the great. And next week we'll have some more awesome reviews for you.
And some interviews still coming up as well.
Yep. Fister. We got Fister.
Yep.
Well, that should be there for you to listen to. You should go listen to it right now. You didn't listen to it yet? You should listen to it right now.
Do it.
And then we got some other ones still waiting on some to come back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be fucking ballin', son. And we're going to have some fucking great shit for you guys in the near future. And then, oh my god, we're so close to our top 10 list.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be great.
Now, Justin, I'm going to give you a preview. I'm going to give the listeners here a preview of what's on my list.
Okay.
10 albums.
All right.
You know, included in those 10 albums?
Oh, I thought you were just going to say there's 10 albums.
No, included in those 10 albums?
What's that?
Number 6.
Number 6 is included in those 10 albums?
Yeah.
What's number 6?
It's going to be an album, obviously.
Oh. Hey.
Oh, man. I'm going to start a band, and I'm going to name it Craig Sager's Tie.
Yeah, it's late.
You want to be in the band?
It's getting late. Listen, I just want to end things here on a good note and say...
Wait, why are you ignoring my question? Don't you want to be in Craig Sager's Tie?
I'm going to answer your question with another question.
Okay.
Darrell, if you were a mountain...
If I was a mountain...
Which obviously you're not. Darrell's not a mountain.
I'm not a mountain. I'm a human being.
Let's just say you were a mountain.
Okay.
And I was the sun. Not a sun,
but
like
sun.
the actual sun. Not like, Jesus or anything.
Okay.
But like the big, bright star.
Uh-huh.
You know what I would say to you?
I don't know.
I would say, "Hey, Cliff."
Fuck.